Happy Tuesday to everybody. It's Dan Morris coming at you live at Automail here in Jonesboro. It's part of our Business Spotlight series. And we're here today with Mr. Herget, Harry Herget, who's taken a time to join us. Appreciate you, sir.
Thanks, Dan.
Harry is the co-founder of Automail. And for those of you who've never heard of the company before, we're going to take you on a tour and show you what one of Jonesboro's most exciting businesses does. Not just here in town, but all over the nation, saving millions, saving all sorts of businesses, operational costs and money, basically putting money back in the pockets of business owners by making them not having to spend it.
Exactly right.
So let's take a tour with Mr. Harry, and he's going to show us some of the amazing and incredible machines. I mean, it's kind of like being in the heart of a Star Trek ship here. There's so many neat operations going on and things that I can't wait for you to explain to me. So where are we at right now? Tell us what room we're in.
Okay, we're in what we call our document output center.
Okay.
And what we do here is we work with transaction-based companies. That's like banks and utilities and insurance companies, medical billers, any kind of company that has customers or patients and they regularly communicate with these people. In banks, you're talking about monthly DDA statements or daily notices, utilities, bills, and shut-off notices. Insurance, you're talking about explanation of benefits and premium notices. We actually design and compose all those documents in Document Output Center. We process them, and then we print and mail those that are to be in a physical format, or we digitize them and we send them electronically. So our users get the best of all worlds. They get the efficiencies of digital, and they also get the maximum savings using our mail automation software, which is the Automail software. And it saves about 23% on postage, and it also eliminates the postage meter. So we print, we fold it, insert, we take it to the post office.
Out of the gate, you're saving 23% on postage.
Right out of the gate.
And then that's incredible because you're thinking in the grand sense of thousands or more of mail-outs going out. 23 cents, for instance, on the dollar savings, big savings.
Yes, and Stan, since we started, Automail has saved our users $1 billion in postage.
$1 billion?
$1 billion.
With a B.
With a B. And that's one reason why our mailing software is now in the Smithsonian Institute. It's in their Modern Business Solutions area, and it's because of the pioneering work it did with America's banks. We've saved America's banks $1 billion. Now, because we've developed new software, we're working in utilities, we're working in medical billing, we're working in insurance companies, cable companies, any kind of transaction-based company. They're a target market for us. We can either help them in-house with efficiency, or they can bring them in the Document Output Center, and we'll do all the work for them.
The savings isn't stopping at banks anymore now.
Oh no, it's everybody.
Incredible.
Everyone is a prospect for us.
You mentioned utility companies. Would we perhaps in Jonesboro be familiar with some of your printouts?
Yes, if you're a customer of Crickhead Electric or City Light and Water,
yeah,
we do both of them.
Okay.
And we actually, for City Light and Water, we generate PDFs. So we produce all of their statements, all of their customers. We design them and produce a really handsome statement. Mm-hmm. We carve out those that they want to send digitally, and we send those back to them in PDF format, so they then electronically send those to those customers who are looking for an electronic statement. But the vast majority still print and mail, and we do all those for them. You
got the opportunity to go paperless. You got the opportunity to do the paper, either or.
Yeah, and that, again, that's the inevitable mailroom. You'd be hard pressed to go into any transaction business today and find that they're not using paper.
Sure.
They all use a combination of digits and paper.
You have to.
And what we do is we get the maximum efficiencies from both. And our software solutions are what's achieving this, and we've developed all of it. DOC runs on all of our proprietary software. Our mail pre-sort software, it uses all of our security tracking software to make sure that if we're doing 10,000 statements right now for a bank, and in those statements, there are 25,000 sheets of paper because there's an average of 2.5 sheets per statement.
Sure.
We literally track each of the 25,000 sheets of paper to make sure each sheet gets bundled together and in the envelope it's supposed to be on. We track it all the way through the process, so we don't have double stuffs, no stuffs, misstuffs of anything. And that's done to protect the privacy of bank customers. And our software is designed to do that.
Your friend Christopher Slisher said hello, by the way, in the live stream.
Oh, okay.
And just So efficiency is seems like the core and the key here. You're
Yes.
talking about efficiency in every step of the way from the beginning. You were explaining to me earlier the process when somebody comes in super early in the morning, begins loading up the systems and getting ready for the staff to come in later in the day. It seems like you have a very efficient model. How did that? I mean, is that your goal in this?
Yes. Well, in order to be competitive in our pricing and offer our customers the absolute best value, then we have to manage our business right too.
Sure.
So the fellow that you've seen back here running this press is Travis. Travis comes in at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And Travis is a printing expert. He gets all the new files downloaded. He looks at what jobs we have to do today. He starts assigning those jobs to our printers. They start running the jobs. As you can see now, he's got all those printers operating. Yeah, we also have a new roll-fed full-color press.
We got to look at that.
Yeah, we're going to see that one.
Yeah.
That's brand new. In fact, we're so happy with it, we bought another one.
Oh, wow.
So we've got our capacity up right now. When we started doing $28,000 a month, we're now at $2 million a month, and we have the capacity to go to over $7 million a month. So we've now got what it takes to really move into much bigger markets, and our customers now are in all 50 states, even Guam.
Even Guam?
Even Guam. So
outlying territories now
yeah,
too, huh?
That's right. U.S. territory.
Well, and so you're talking about proprietary software. For those who don't know, that means you invented it yourself here in
Right.
the location.
Right.
Nobody else. It's not some other software you could just plug your ideas into.
Right.
You had to make the whole idea, didn't
Right,
you?
right. Every element of our mailing software, we own it.
Yes.
We own each component of it, and it's very complicated
Oh, I can
software
imagine,
too.
yes.
It does all the address verification, it does the pre-sorting, and it actually does the electronic auditing of every piece of mail that we're doing, so that we can tell the post office how many pieces of mail we have and what each piece qualified for in terms of postage discounts. And then at the end of it, our manifest report tells the post office how much money we owe them.
Wow.
And so we don't need to meet or anything. We just have to give them a check, or we have an account. We have a postage account with them. They just deduct that amount.
I had a feeling
from that
it was
account.
automatically
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, they don't take credit.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I imagine.
and we don't either.
Yes. Yeah.
Our customers have to honor the postal system
Sure.
policy with that, and they're used to it,
Yeah, yeah.
so it works.
So let's take a little tour, shall we?
Okay.
All right. And it may get difficult for some of our viewers to hear us. We are in a mail room, but that's okay.
Right.
So just stick with us and
right.
ask questions, folks. If you've got some, we'll be happy to throw them at Mr. Harry. So
All right.
take us around, sir.
Well, we are in the print farm right now.
Okay.
To my left is a Xerox Rialto. That is a 4-color roll-fed printer, and we've just got a second one. It's not in yet.
Okay.
It should be in the next 4 weeks.
Let's take a look at this big thing.
Yeah, this
This is a little more advanced than my printer at home, I would say.
Yeah. Because you're getting up into 7 figures when you want to buy one of these.
Seven
and
figures.
I don't know who wants to buy one, spend that
Agreed.
kind of money, unless you're in the business we're in.
Indeed, indeed.
But the quality of this particular printer is phenomenal.
Oh man.
But we can print 1 color, we can do monochrome, or we can print 2, 3, or 4 colors.
You can print a 4-color flyer, for instance, right here.
And what this has done, it's enabled us to expand our market base, because now we can go after marketing materials, not just transaction documents. Most transaction documents are 1 color. Now, you get a bank statement in.
It's 1 color.
Yeah, people are just interested in the information on it. They're not
Of
looking
course.
to be sold anything.
Right.
But now we can print a full color flyer that can be put into that bank statement that might be promoting an IRA account. It might be promoting some service that the bank has, installment loans, whatever, HELOCs. Well, we can do that.
Which, if a bank has 50,000, 100,000 customers, they're getting letters that's a great place to market.
Absolutely. Well, they've got a captive market.
Exactly.
They know who they want to talk
already
to,
got them as
and they're getting
customers.
that statement. So we're able to do that for them too. So we've got the market base. We have a trusted relationship with these people. Now we're just going to grow that relationship
Yes.
with respect to all the different things we can do for them. And if you need counter cards, if you need business cards, if you need posters, if you need brochures, we can do everything.
Sure.
We can virtually do anything and everything you need with respect to your print or collateral needs. And the word collateral just means
Right.
print items.
Right.
So, but this anchors our print farm. There'll be 2 of these in here. The second will come in the next month. And then we have a whole slew. We'll walk down here. We have a slew of, these are Konica Minoltas. These are color printers, but you have to understand over 90% of all the transaction items we print are monochrome. There's just black ink on white paper.
Yeah, you're not doing a color printout. It's a bill print.
No. Yeah, we're doing informational documents. We're not doing marketing pieces.
Sure.
Now, if you want to turn your informational document into a marketing piece, well, we can do that.
We can do that.
Yeah. Just tell your marketing people and let them get after it, and then we can take the art and we can produce that.
So for somebody that's never walked around in an operation like this before, and we know we're getting near the printers, so it may be a little loud. Bear with us, but it's how many documents would each one of these machines print each hour?
Well, these machines are in the 1,200. Documents per hour range. Our folder inserters, the two of them together, do over 20,000 an hour.
Wow.
So what happens is our folder inserters outstrip our print capacity. But with the new Rialtos, now we're bumping that up to, now you're looking at 15,000 an hour. Now you put two of those in there. Now you add these to it. Now we can feed these folder inserters everything they can take.
Wow, okay.
So that's what we're after. I mean, the thing is, it's just the business now, the capacity and the capability we have. Now we need to grow the business.
Sure.
And this business, since we started DOC 7 years ago, Automail is 18 years old, DOC is 7 years old, but it's grown by an average annual rate of 145%.
Wow.
And 75% of that growth comes from existing customers. For example, Bank of the Ozarks is our biggest transaction account. Centennial Bank is our second largest. These are two big Arkansas banks. They keep acquiring more banks. So guess what that does?
Big money for you, right?
Well, yeah, that just grows they grow, we grow.
And I was just, people are always cynical online. They say banks are everywhere. We've got the Jonesboro, but this is the reality of a lot of banks in the area. It creates new business for other opportunities, right?
Absolutely. And people keep saying, well, printing's going out, that's dated. Well, yeah, we understand that. We understand that there's digital creep, as we call it, and that is digits creeping into the printed physical item.
Sure.
But the most digital bank we have is 65%. 65% of their customers are getting digital statements. The average is around 18%. So you still have a large number of customers still getting physical documents. And I'm a good example. I'm the kind of person that likes both. I want the digital and I want the physical item.
Yeah.
Because it's easier for me to audit a physical item than it is when it's on the screen. It's much more difficult.
I still carry a paper planner in hand.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's just personal thing. But if I can get both, I want both because I have uses for both of them.
And you mentioned you're the operation is newer. It's less than a decade old.
Oh, yes.
So you don't come with the swollen size of a business that came up when print was more dominant and then had to downsize.
Right.
You've been invented in this area.
Right. Yeah, like a lot of businesses, our future is shaped by technology. We grew up in this technical age, and we've been able to direct our growth specific to the technology that's out there.
Yeah.
So it's really one of two things. It's digital, which that's the easiest part for us to deal with.
Yeah.
And then on the paper side, that's a little more complex, but we've got all the solutions in place to optimize efficiencies on that.
Sandy just commented, I work for Piggott MLWS. We just started sending out our statements through your company. Very satisfied. So
excellent.
There you go.
Well, good. There you go.
There you go.
Good. Well, see, now Piggott, that's right. We just started with them, but we do Kennett, we do Paragould. We have a whole little family of utilities around the Jonesboro area, and we have utilities in other states as well. And we do full 8.5 by 11 sheets for them. We also do the postcard. Some of these small utilities still use postcards, and we do that too. Indeed. So yeah, if you want to, we have some that are doing 300 a month. People say, well, how can you do that? Well, we can because we have the machines to do that, and a lot of people just want to take that off the table.
Yeah.
They just want to say, listen, this is a headache, and it requires a lot of equipment that needs servicing all the time. It takes someone needs to know how to run that equipment. We're tired of dealing with the equipment. We're tired of dealing with the problems. Why don't y'all just do that for us? Because we have state-of-the-art equipment. We have the people to do it. It's their profession. It's just not something they do maybe 4 or 5 hours a month.
Right.
Our people do it every day.
Which lets them become experts at it.
Exactly.
Be more efficient.
Exactly.
I understand the need for that. I can understand why a lot of folks would want to take this out of their office and give it to an expert as well. It could be overwhelming, I would think. Even 300.
Oh yeah, but you have to. The price has to be right.
Right.
The quality of the service has to be high. So it's not. It's a job. I mean, it's a task. It's a challenge, and so we have to be up to it. We have to deal with it 7/24.
And so, as we kind of continue our discussion and whatnot now, with some of the communities and with some of the businesses, you mentioned to me that the fee will be set up to where their savings basically pays for the software.
Yeah, our initial pricing model when we introduced Automail, this goes back about 18 years ago, was an ROI pricing model, return on investment. We actually calculated what they're paying today, and then how much they pay after they installed our solution, and we took those savings, 10 months of it, and that was the cost of the software.
How about that?
So within a year, the savings paid for the software. And this is money that particular user was already taking to the post office. They were taking to the post office.
It works, doesn't it?
Well, we have two currencies in America. We have the dollar and we have the postage stamp. Both have known values. If you go into a bank and you take 77 cents and you say, okay, I want you to give me $1 for that, how many banks do you think would actually give you $1?
No.
Now, we take 77 cents of postal cost. We take it to the post office and they love it.
Yes,
they love it. And so now, this is an opportunity for people to save real money. So that's Automail got us into that field. DOC capitalizes on that. Now we've added these other services so that we can design, we can process, and we can deliver their documents, whether physical or electronic.
Fantastic.
Or both.
Do you want to take us anywhere else?
We'll go on down. We've got these are the louder machines.
They make it louder here.
Yeah. These are production level folder inserters. They're doing 20,000 an hour.
Wow.
And so you can hear them. They just hanging around.
We gotta finish this. Look at the envelope, right?
And they know, it tells them what page and what statement that sheet is. If it's page 1 of 3, then page 2 of 3, page 3 of 3, folds and inserts it. So if we have 10,000 statements running through here and there's 25,000 sheets of paper, because there's on average 2.5 sheets of paper in every bank statement, it knows every sheet that goes through and it audits every sheet. So when it finishes on the other end, we can actually verify that we did 25,000 sheets, we processed 10,000 statements, and it's all going into the same correct model.
Up this rubber band. Oh, that's neat. That's so visual.
That's the name. That's the name of this receiver. This is part of the evolution inserting system.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the end product over there.
Yeah.
See the end result.
Yeah, it's coming out, and these are in postal pre-sort order. And so then we have postal trays there, and each one of them goes into a specific tray.
Incredible.
So, and then when we take it to the post office, we have a tag on each tray we take, and it tells the post office exactly where the mail in that tray goes.
There's no.
So they just put it on a truck. They just, and then the postman then goes out and delivers them. They're already in the order. The postman actually delivers them on their route.
There's a statement up on the wall I just want to show everybody. Your customer will forgive you for being late, but never forgive you for being wrong. And you definitely get that sense here, for sure.
Well, that's a statement that was learned from experience. That's not something we just
I believe it.
out of a book.
I believe it, absolutely. So, what to next, sir?
Well, The only other thing is going to the U.S. Postal System, because that's where this
Once it
stuff
goes from here, it's headed to the Postal
It
Service.
goes out that big door over there, it goes into the back of our big truck, and it goes right to the post office.
That's perfect.
It's ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Very neat. Very neat. Well, I was just watching this with sort of some of our viewers, because you see the envelope kind of, is that a rubber band? Is that what it is?
I guarantee it. I don't know much about these systems, and I'm as enthralled as you are when I come in here and look at it.
It's such a visual
amazing.
wonder, to watch this. It's neat. I mean, I guess when you see it a lot, it probably becomes part of the background, but to me, it was neat watching him doing the choppy hands on the envelope. I had a masseuse do that to me a few weeks ago. Probably to different effect.
Yeah, it is. Well, another thing too, we have software that once we mail the mail, we don't stop there.
Yeah.
We actually can track that mail all the way through the mail stream.
Wow. You know where it's at.
We know where it is. We know if someone says, hey, did my mail make it in the mail stream? Because we have a lot of banks sometimes, they'll acquire a new bank.
Sure.
And just for their peace of mind, they want to make sure that the mail from that new bank got processed that's in the mail stream. So we can go in, we can verify this, because Post Office now has intelligent mail barcodes, IMBs, and we integrate with their IMB tracking system, so we can read stuff just right off their system. So it'll tell us where that piece of mail is in the system, where it went, what sorting center it has been through. So now we can then estimate when it's going to finally be delivered.
And that way, if there's a worry somewhere along the way, nobody has to be worried for long.
Right.
That's great.
Right, and that is a peace of mind. That's something that people need to know. If they're concerned about it, we can alleviate those concerns.
It's a type of business, as if you're just joining us, we're at Automail in Jonesboro. Of course, they're serving a really lot larger of an area than Jonesboro. All of the United States probably utilizing your service. And Guam, don't forget. And so I'm going to step over here. It sounds like that one's starting back up.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in a massive need, if you have a business out there, and let's say you have to do hundreds of invoices, or let's say you have to do hundreds of flyers, maybe even more, maybe it's a regular thing, not only could you have that done much more simply and easily, but you're talking about saving thousands of dollars.
Right, and we've just hired a new graduate from ASU, Will Gamble, and Will's job specifically is to go out in the whole marketplace and to, number one, make them aware that we have this expanded capability with respect to full color printing.
Full color.
And that we can go beyond just transaction documents. We can do any kind of piece that they want. And if they need business cards, if they need letterheads, if they need postcards, they need counter cards, they need anything, that's a printed item to work in any part of their business, we can do it for them.
That's fantastic. It's a new offering that you've just kind of started bringing into the area, and you're expanding that already. I think, as you mentioned, you're bringing another machine in. So, and that's again, if you're just joining our live stream, the big machine over there is the one we're talking about, a 7-figure purchase by this company here in Jonesboro, and they're going to be making another one as well. And so if you need those services, if your company is planning on sending out invoices, maybe you are the president of a bank and you're watching this right now and you're thinking to yourself, we need to make that bottom line a little bit nicer this type of budget year. This may be the solution. This could be the answer.
Yeah, I think one of the advantages is one of those priceless values, and that is the job of processing statements is a difficult job.
Sure.
I mean, it's a hair puller. I mean, people that do it, they get all irritated because you got equipment that'll fail on you. You got people that don't show up, and now you got all these
human error.
Right. And now, just to take that off your plate, the peace of mind that brings is priceless.
Priceless, absolutely.
That's priceless. So people say, what's that worth to you? Well, it just depends. I don't know. I don't know what their unique situation is, but I don't know of any of those situations, which is like nirvana, that people look forward to processing their monthly bills or monthly statements. No, it's drudgery. It's difficult. But that's what we do. It's our business. So, yeah, we can take that off your hands. We can do it in a very competitive pricing way, and then we can then offer you much more services. We can grow our relationships by virtue of delivering you different items, quality marketing items, in addition to transaction items.
And when you're sending out mailers, as we mentioned, to a captive audience, you may have a captive audience that's begging to be marketed to, that you could include a 4-color flyer or a 4-color brochure or some type of very high quality printout that is in addition to the regular bank statement or the regular electric bill or whatever it might be, a cable bill. So ideas are endless, but I love the idea that you can come in, that you can work with. You can make your own business more efficient,
Right.
and potentially create growth for your own opportunities. You know,
Absolutely.
yourself, you could grow
Absolutely.
just by having a much easier to deal with system of mailing every month, invoicing if it is that,
Right.
or billing or whatnot. So,
Well, look at the cost of a mailroom. I mean, people not only have to have physical space for their equipment and the area to do it, but they have to have space for all their documents. They have to warehouse documents.
right.
And they're buying those documents in groups of maybe 50,000, 100,000. We're buying them in the millions.
Major savings.
So, yeah, all these leverage savings that we have because it's our business, those savings accrue to our customers. So it's a win-win opportunity.
I can absolutely see that, and I think that many business owners out there who are probably thinking about scale, especially, can probably agree as well. So if you want to find out more information, you have a website. It's Automail,
GoAutomail.com.
and you can find out more information there. You also have a website for the docs.
Yeah, I always have to look that up.
I laid my card down over there. I would have looked it up too.
Okay.
And the website for that is docoutput.com, docoutput.com, and goautomail.com. In-house software solutions and e-delivery, print-to-mail, disaster recovery, tax notice solutions. Everybody's thinking about that this time.
Yeah,
right?
we do 2 million of them.
Oh, my.
And so we're in the process of doing those right now.
Oh, I bet. I
Yeah.
bet that's a fun time
Yeah,
of the year for you. isn't it?
one of our customers is New York Community Bank, and they're
Really?
about a $50 billion bank. And that's our largest tax notice customer. But we do Bank of the Ozarks. We do
So
a
New
lot of
York-
Arkansas banks.
For a
too.
lot of those folks out there that didn't catch that, New York Community Bank using the Jonesboro company.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty nice.
Yeah,
Feels good, doesn't it?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're a really good customer too.
Really?
So, and disaster recovery, you read that off.
I did.
We have in DOC, we have 10 DR customers, and what these are Automail using banks that are processing in house, but they need a site in case they have a disaster, like in Houston or
Right.
New Orleans. So, since they're running our software, and we understand the inputs, we set them up in our environment on our computers. We can have all the inputs for their particular facility, for their bank, or whoever it is, utility, whatever. So if they do have some kind of a disaster, they can't process their items. They can just send those to us. We're already set up to run them, and boom, we can go ahead and print and get their documents out in a timely fashion. So that's a compliance issue.
Yeah.
If you're in a regulated business like banks, you have to do it. So most of our DR customers are banks.
Sure.
Because they have to have that kind of a backup capability, but we do that too. That's just a service. Now, the good thing about that is, let's say that you're a DR customer. Well, at some point in time, you're probably going to want to outsource. And if you do, we've got a leg up because we have your inputs. We're ready to go.
You're ready.
Yeah, all you got to do is just tell us, okay,
You
we're
can
ready to
you can
go.
almost
Just
flip a
start.
switch.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Flip
That's
a
what it
switch.
is. That's what it is.
Instead of having to go and go with meetings and go across the country.
And get the files in and work the files and make sure we get all the bugs worked out. We've already got all that done.
And all you have to do is just show up here
Right.
and tell them what you want. I think they're printing Craighead Electric notices right now, it looks like, but I can't zoom in. It'd be too much. I just saw Notice Craighead on one of those.
Yeah.
I figure mine's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking statement. When we developed that with them, they wanted user graphs, so we have 12 months of usage history for
Yeah.
the customer, and so it'll show you the last 12, this month, the last 12, so you can kind of track your own usage of electricity through Craighead, and you can do it with our other utility customers because most of them are moving to an 8.5 by 11 size statement.
Yeah.
It gives us the real estate on that page to do these kinds of graphs so that it's more information for the customer. It gives them something that's interesting and they could actually use.
That's incredibly thoughtful because you're dealing with energy efficiency. Everybody wants everybody else to be more energy efficient.
You track your own. See how well you're doing.
That's incredible. So that's just, we're at the stage now to where businesses can track every sheet of paper down to the single sheet's expense.
Right.
You can track every watt of power in your house. I mean, that's just, I love it. I love
they furnish us the data. We then translate the data into a graphic graph. I mean, it's a graphic item so you can actually just see it.
Really?
So instead of just looking at a number, it's a lot easier to understand when you can render it in a graph.
Sure. So we're at Automail in Jonesboro, and for those of you who have not had a chance to yet, the page is tagged in our live video that many hundreds of you have already tuned into and watched. If you want to like their page and find out more information, follow their page, you can, and you'll see more details about that. We also invite you and appreciate it if you like and share this post. Automail in Jonesboro. It's not just serving Jonesboro clients. We found out today they're serving clients from New York, from Guam, from every corner that you can imagine, but also right here in Northeast Arkansas too. They serve as many clients as anyone else, and that's a definite proud point. This is a business that we can be proud of in Northeast Arkansas. Seeing all of the banks around town, it might make some of you think, I wish we had other businesses in town. Well, we do, coming from those businesses. This is one of them, and it is Automail in Jonesboro. The page is tagged if you'd like to find out more information. Good.
Yeah,
all right, good deal.
Uh,
Mr. Herget, thank you. You did a wonderful job taking us on a tour through your business. We appreciate your time. We enjoyed it very much. This is Automail in Jonesboro, and give them a call. Maybe they could save you thousands, maybe millions. They have saved $1 billion for banks nationwide since they began. It's Automail in Jonesboro, and we're live on NEA Report with a business spotlight. It's Stan Morris coming at you.